And we're live! Happy 4th of July! I almost missed it. I took a nap, which I never do. Never. But we got Jenn and Mr. Johnny's in the house. Yay!
The usual holiday suspects.
Yes. Well, Jenn and I usually do 4th of July, and then I asked Johnny if he would come along because I haven't seen him for a while, so that's great. Okay, so all right, so I wanted to ask, let's just start off with what happened between Trump and the call with Putin, because he said for him to come on TV and say the call didn't go well, I want to know what happened. So let's see.
Let us see. I'm
Thanks so much for you joining us today. Yep, the call with Putin. It didn't go so well.
For those feeling stressed out, Christmas in July is on Hallmark.
Oh, that's great. Trump's call.
Oh, your favorite Christmas movies.
Okay, so look what just jumped out. The 8 of Swords.
Constricted.
Yeah. Afraid. He's afraid to do anything. We already knew that, right? All right, as soon as you have it laid out, go ahead and speak. Wow, I just think it's all over the place. I mean, I just literally, the phone call went. In the first place, Trump can't have a normal, factual, concentrated, oh my gosh. Jenn, we always do that.
Here we go, Lori. You and I always get take darts.
I mean,
he can't stay to a subject either. He jumps around. What
did you get after that?
Well, I was trying to look from Putin's perspective. He feels betrayed, and there's trying to manipulate Trump about. He feels betrayed. There's a timing thing involved with this, and something changing. I think from bombings Trump did in Iran. So he's ready to move into action. He's changed on him. So Sneaky Pete here, he's got people in the government that have Trump's ear. He's got like spies outside people. I'm getting. I'm getting Putin's ready to burden Trump and kind of divorce from him, so to speak, like fighting words. Putin thinks he was the victor in this.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, he did. I can't wait to see what Johnie got, because they got a tremendously different. What was your outcome card? What was your outcome card?
That was my outcome, the devil in the victory card. I'm going to ask it this way: what's Putin's next move?
Okay, that's Trump? Great. Yeah, I want to see that. Okay, go, Johnie. What have you got?
The leaf blower from hell outside. That's what I got right now.
He's having.
Okay. I just did a reading about gas-powered leaf blowers, and one's outside my house right now. I don't think that's a coincidence. This Donald Trump is not sticking to the script, and I think at this point blad in Ukraine because Vladimir started this for a reason. What he wanted, he still does not have. So he was not going to all of a sudden come to the table with some sort of agreement to stop bombing, unless it was basically give me everything I want, then I'll leave you alone. So this idea that he was going to end the war in 24 hours was never a thing. But what they're having right now is him and Netanyahu are doing something to interfere with the plans of Putin. Putin is not just trying to burden the Ukraine. There are several countries in Africa too that he has his fingerprints on. So this was a big fight between the two. He feels as though Trump is not doing what he is told. There is the attempt to isolate as well. So I think he may have even threatened him. And so that's why it did not go very well. There are a few Trump is also interfering with or messing with or something that someone else is doing. Possibly Hegseth or someone is interfering with what Putin is trying to do. And then that's the outcome. It blew up. It didn't start well in the first place, but it definitely didn't end well in the second place. And so I think the next conversation, either he will grovel or it'll get worse.
Wow. Wow, that's incredible. In the chat, Danny Shea, hey, can you let us know if you can hear us, Danny Shea? Everyone's saying, obviously they know, and there's nothing they can do about it. We can't start the stream all over again.
Hey,
Apparently,
Lori, I was checking it on my phone. It is like kind of breaking up, crackling. We sound fine on StreamYard, so it's something within YouTube probably.
well,
or how
what,
it's because I was checking to make sure are all three of us crackling and breaking up.
I mean, there's nothing we can do, right? I mean, what else can we do? I mean, we're here. I see you. I hear you. Everything is fine. I mean, we're having a tropical wave go over us, but so I don't know if it's satellite issues or. I'm sorry.
Lori, check your audio settings on StreamYard and try doing reduce mic background noise and echo cancellation under settings and see if that helps. Station break, everybody. Hang on. Let's see if we can make it better. Settings, audio. And I checked echo cancellation and reduce mic background noise, see if that helps.
Do I have to go back out to do that?
No, it's in settings right below us.
On my YouTube sound fine,
right below us in StreamYard.
I don't know what it is.
High definition, touch up my appearance, mirror, camera, audio. I have
Under settings in StreamYard.
I have echo cancellation on. Reduce mic background noise is on. Automatically adjust mic volume is on. Stereo audio is not on. Should I?
No. What I would do is uncheck those and check them back, because sometimes it like loses it. We'll see if that helps.
I mean, the last live I did was fine.
Okay, so for the record, it's skipping and breaking up. You can't change that in StreamYard. That's
I
YouTube.
restarted.
So that's going to be a YouTube and a Wi-Fi issue. So you can't fix that one.
And I restarted my laptop before we began because when I do things on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever, I always restart my laptop.
It hijacks your camera.
Yeah. Okay, so Sebastian says we'll follow you if you start a new stream. And she's saying that StreamYard is having huge technical problems. Well, I don't know. What do you guys want to do?
In YouTube, if you want to open it on a separate tab, there is a button for clicking stable volume. I don't know if that helps.
No, it's not a volume thing. It's breaking up, which is an internet issue.
Yeah, and my internet is, my modem is fine. I mean, okay. All right, we're gonna just for the outcome card with Putin and Trump, and I got the death card. So this is definitely whatever understanding they have or conversations, it just isn't going to be. It isn't going to be the same. And Trump wants to end it, but Putin does not. I mean, he absolutely does not. He wants, this, and I feel like there's going to be a problem for Poland. I have been feeling that for a while. I want to ask about Poland, but so that's where. And then I've got the Pooty card there. The Pooty card. Okay, and it isn't happy. Whatever, it isn't clear. It isn't happy, and they are not okay. Okay.
Y'all might want to look to what is Putin's next move with Trump.
Let's look at
Get
that.
back to my card.
Yes. What is Putin? Let me write that down. What is Putin's
Next move with Trump.
I'm sorry, there's a problem with YouTube, you guys, but we're not starting over. So I'm sorry. What is Putin's next move with Trump?
Yeah, he feels betrayed.
Wow. Thank you, Square Peg. Okay, so the moon fell out of the deck. I always go with the card rocket, whatever comes flying out of the deck. That's how I get my card of the day.
Who was it? Kristen Cinema that had Russian connections and no, who was in his cabinet? Not Christy. No, what's the other one? Tulsi Gabbard. Who's the one that's got Russian that was on the no-fly zone?
Tulsi Gabbard.
I think he's still talking to her. I think he's still got connections with her.
That Putin does? Yeah.
And I think, because she had said, like, there's no weapons of mass, they're,
Iran isn't enriching their nuclear capabilities and blah, 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 blah. We already know that they were.
And, she's been laying low since all this started. Like, she doesn't seem to be in cabinet meetings and stuff. I'm getting Putin wants her to return in the government. He's bullying and pushing for that. And if he doesn't get his way, he's gonna go into action with somebody else that Trump has worked with. So maybe in negotiations and stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he feels backstabbed. He's gonna stir something up with negotiations, is what I'm getting. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I also get a problematic female and another land grab. But I want to see what Johnie gets.
I get a burden and an ultimatum.
Wow.
Do this or else type of thing.
Okay.
Because he has plans, and he's got people that have plans, and they want those plans to go off without a hitch. So his burden is the ultimatum.
Wow.
That's what happens when he's owned by too many people.
And he is. I mean, he has. I mean, this can't stand, can it?
No?
It can't stand. No, he's going to go down because someone's going to pull the plug. Because he just goes to whoever is going to pay him more,
Mhm.
and then forgets the person before, and then the plug will get pulled. Right? I mean, we have to be close. I feel like we're close. Don't you feel like we're close?
Because how can you not be? He's owned by Putin. He's owned by Elon. He's owned by Erdogan, and all these, like, everybody has a piece of him, and then they're going to call due at some point.
This bill only had a 30% approval rating. He's not popular.
Yeah, I will never, ever, ever forget the one time I was on you guys' show, which the Petty Boots Club is always on Sundays at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you've been living under a rock. But I remember you guys asking, what is Trump afraid of? And I just kept getting Putin. It was obvious he was afraid of losing his money and everything, but it just kept coming up Putin. And I could never, we just don't know exactly what he has over him. But it must be big. It must be really big. And then I also remember when you guys asked, has he ever loved anyone? And he loved Roy Cohn. I mean, I just heard it. It just is clear as the bell. He loved him.
As best as he could love someone.
As best as he could actually love somebody. Okay. So now, what's the next question? Do you guys, one of you have a good question to go for? And I'll take this down. Let's see.
And all these reps that went home for July 4th, this bill was not popular. Reap what you sow.
And I just want to, a lot of people are so upset about this bill, and I understand that, and I am too. But I just want to remind you that this bill can be undone. I mean, it just takes another president and another person to just put another rule of law in. But and so maybe we need to read on that. Like, will we have a fair election because Musk rigged this? I mean, there's just no other way to say it.
He did, but he had help with Palantir, who has access, to all these different websites and stuff. But we read on Sunday night, does Trump need Musk still? And got to know, he doesn't need him. He's still got Palantir and those guys that know how to rig it.
Because I must have fell asleep before you guys. I start off good, you guys, but you guys start. I get up at 4:30 in the morning, but you guys start. Okay, so let's see.
So will the elections be rigged?
Will we have Will we
even have them? Because they pulled elections in Florida, and they made
that. Yeah.
They made the excuse that they wanted to put it on the even years like all the other elections, but they didn't clear it through the public or anything. It wasn't discussed. It was just suddenly thrust on them, like, nope, we're not having elections this, and it would have affected Florida's state legislature. It wouldn't have affected, who's in Congress in the Capitol. Is that a trial run for these midterms? Are they going to try to cancel the midterms?
All right, so that's how we're going to voice it. We're going to ask, are they going to try? Will we have midterm elections?
I asked if we'll have fair midterms elections, and this flew out. So it's fair, your fairness, honesty, truth type of thing. And then I pulled these three. There's 10 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 3 of Swords. Doesn't mean they're not going to try to cheat. That just means that it's going to be difficult to push it in their direction for whatever reason. But there's my Republican card, there's betrayal, and then there is lack and loss. And so they have a lot of ground to make up for, especially with this bill. And so people are going to be very upset. So you cannot run upon reputation this time. You can't simply run on the others campaign, because all of the women want rights, and then the gay people want rights, and then the Latinos want rights, and you can't just run on that right now. And so they're going to be very unpopular. Look for them to cheat, but there is something that is still safe and secure about it. I doubt it, but let's see.
I'm getting regime change in the White House. I get people are going to come out in abundance because they're dissatisfied. There may be some blocking and some manipulations, but that is actually going to be tempered down a little bit. So that's a good thing. And I'm getting going forward, it's going to get easier to vote. America's quite nervous about this, but I get the burden is on the White House. And then I'm getting all this stuff about regime change and changing who's in charge. I don't think Trump will be there by the midterms. I could be wrong. Oh, it was the city of Miami mayor. Okay, gotcha. On the election they canceled. So the person that's in got to stay in an extra year.
You muted yourself.
Okay. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay. So I tried to turn it off so that we could get better sound. So okay. All right. Hopefully it's better. Okay. Can we look at the future of ICE? Because I think we need to look at the future of ICE. I did have dinner yesterday with my best MAGA friends. You know, I have MAGA friends. We've been friends since 1984. And her husband actually runs a big construction team, and no one has been picked up from that. Okay. And right now they're building in Babcock Ranch in Florida. But I just want to know the future of ICE. Let's see what happens.
I'm seeing in some communities successfully running ICE out of town. Like one town had the fire department with their blaring horns and sirens.
Okay.
Chased them out. There was another town where people formed a human chain, arm in arm, and ICE was shoving them like, it was assault and battery as far as I'm concerned. But they held their chain, and they did not let them go out and arrest people or detain people.
Okay. I'm sorry, you guys, if there's a sound problem. Sorry. I'm just sorry. We can't start over, so we're just going to continue.
They're saying it's a little bit better, so it's kind of coming
Okay,
and going.
yeah. And then I heard somebody said there's like 3 people talking at once. So I'm so sorry, but sometimes that happens. All right, the future of ICE. Let me concentrate instead of trying to solve that problem. The future of ICE. Go ahead, Johnny. What have you got?
Nothing good. It is, well, there's your bully. 5 of Swords. There's your Berta. There's your Devil. And there's your Tower. So it gets worse because these are not career professionals. These are thugs. that they just picked up from the street somewhere and said, hey, want to go bully people? Because these are the people who think they're tough, but they will never enlist to go fight ISIS. They want to go and try to bully, someone who's working in a field or in a construction site. So it gets worse. I don't have anything happy to say.
Really? What was your outcome card, Tony?
Outcome card is the 7 of Cups.
Okay. All right.
I'm liking mine.
Yeah, I'm liking mine too. Maybe we need to ask this a different way. All right, go ahead, Jenn. What do you have?
I get they're going to abandon or break up. They're already retreating because of the emotional response to them. You're getting shoved out in the cold, and then I get, like, going forward, a whole bunch of them get indictments. There's strength coming in with a Republican or with the Democrats, what I'm getting. So what they were paid to do, and so they're going to be put away.
Wow.
Some of them are going to end up in jail. Their lifestyle is going to change and their lifestyle will get suspended. So they'll get detained somewhere. Put them in some ICE detention camps.
Wow, this is really amazing that we all got, like, really totally different answers.
I don't think they'll last.
I think we need to look at this again. How else can we ask this question? Help me phrase the question.
How long will ICE be working our streets, so to speak?
Okay,
detaining
good.
people.
Yeah, because I get like they're like making a deal with somebody else, and then they're like in there forever, So I just went, okay, that's a good. How long will ICE?
There are some ICE officers that were legitimately there before he brought in all these Proud Boys and Oath Keepers.
Yeah, I'm sure Obama sent in. What Obama was deporter in chief, right?
Yeah.
But he did it by.
But these beer gutted thugs that carrying guns around, threatening people, and don't know the law, and taking people away without identifying yourself, it's just kidnapping. All that crap.
Yeah,
I'm getting will have to go away. So will the illegal activities by ICE continue through 2028?
2028. All right. Well, the legal ICE.
The illegal activities, will they continue through 2028? So the ones who are not presenting arrest warrants by judges. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Will the bad people continue through 2028?
Will the bad people continue through 2028? ICE. People are going to leave. I've already had friends that have self-deported.
There was one video where an ICE agent was shoving an older woman, and they were like, "Would you do this to your mother?"
Wow. Okay. What have you got, you guys?
Yes. Collaboration, person in charge, manipulations, expansion, even. So, yes. Work on the bottom.
Yeah, there may be some, it may be a little bit smaller force, but their work to disrupt I get is going to continue. They're secure, and they're paid for. They're paid mercenaries, basically, until we have a new Democrat in power. That's when the healing comes in. That's when the lawsuits come in, and they start putting some of these guys away for all their crimes and stuff. So, yeah, it'll continue as long as we have a Republican in the White House.
Yeah, some leave. I mean, some will actually leave, like what Johnny got. Like,
Yeah,
the challenge is, but
it's a
listen,
smaller force.
yeah, but the near future, it's going to get worse. It's going to get way worse. And then we have justice, but it's going to get worse. I mean, I really feel bad for, and they're just going to go everywhere. They're just going to go everywhere. Okay, I'm so sad. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, all right, something more cheerful. I want to know if Trump had COVID.
Okay.
Because if you look at, okay, he was a couple weeks ago, remember they were saying, where is Trump? Where is Trump? Where is Trump? He was nowhere because he was sick. And then if you saw where he landed and then in Alligator Alcatraz, there was Stephen Miller over here, Chrissy Noem over here, Ron DeSantis over here, and nobody could sit next to him. So I want to know, did he have, and the tower card is COVID.
Yeah, his forgetfulness is getting worse too. Like he's got the brain fog. He can't even retain a question that's asked to him, and then he goes off subject.
We have COVID.
Did Trump have COVID? Have.
When the bruising on his hands that he keeps wearing makeup on, like he's having IV treatments.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes, he did.
Okay, well, there you go. Tower and the sun.
And it was from, I don't know if he was around Melania and Barron or something like that, but one of them may have it too. Because there would be the child and the relationship, but yes.
Okay. And this new variant that's really strong, you guys be careful because it's has a very significant sore throat that accompanies it, and really goes after the lungs. I guess more. I'm also getting a yes. I mean, I'm literally also getting a yes. He absolutely. I'm asking yes or no. So yes. What have you got, Jen?
He got it on one of his trips when he was traveling overseas, which could be to either Canada or one of his other trips. He I get a yes. Definitely affected brain fog, affected his immune system. It's like within the last month, roughly, like the last month or two. It's been recent. Something airborne. That's an airborne sign for me. Airborne card. Affected also. Well, he already had issues with his intestinal tracts, but I program my cards differently for health readings.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely his intestinal tract, and I think he's got kidney urinary tract infection issues.
Yeah, the mushroom isn't working right for sure.
Yeah, he's had a lot of tests done, so there's something else going on besides just COVID.
Okay.
That's my COVID card.
Which one? Oh, really?
Queen of
Okay. Oh, I
Pentacles is
remember
my
you
COVID.
saying that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it comes from the earth.
Okay. Did I had so many things going on recently. I don't even know if did Anonymous release anything yesterday? Does anybody know? Did they say anything?
You know, every time they pull that, I never see them do anything really credible. Um, I I kind of don't pay attention to them much anymore because they're always saying, "Oh, July 4th." You know, I haven't seen anything.
Well, they said July 3rd, right? And so
July
I
3rd.
didn't, yeah, I didn't get anything on that. I mean, the last reading I did, I just, okay. What do you know, Johnny?
We didn't read on it because we got some questions about it, but I don't ever buy into it because either you're going to do it or you're not, or you're going to release. Oh, he spent $3 on a bag of Cheetos instead of $2.99. I don't care about that. If you're going to tell me something, tell me something. If you're not, then keep it to yourself.
If you've got information, release it now. What are you waiting for? You know, like, so they drive me nuts. I think they're a lot of bluster.
Yeah. Why a specific day? You know, why not just like, okay.
I mean, if you want to make a big scene, you know, and all that time, like July 4th, we got a thing coming, but then, okay, July 3rd, July 4th, tomorrow's the 5th. What do you got? Anything? Nothing? Okay, moving on. Nothing to see, I guess.
Yeah. And I mean, I've had people removed from even from my card of the day on Instagram. If they said something like my best friend is a Trumper, like their whole comment has been removed from my site, and I have to unhide the comment. So they're really taking over social media. So I mean, I was just shocked when that happened. That just happened like 3 days ago. So and then like what Johnny said is why wouldn't you just divulge what you have? So let's just take a look at is Anonymous coming out with anything, or you know, are they going to help us, or are they going to do anything important, or yeah. Anonymous, the group Anonymous. What have you got, Johnny?
So I asked the question, would Anonymous come out with any information against Donald Trump?
Oh, that's a great question.
And I got 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands, King of Cups, the High Priestess, and the 8 of Pentacles. Yes, there is some information, but it's not set the world on fire. However, I mean, information still information. It's more than likely going to be details about alliances and maybe some more signal chat type of stuff. Like it's not how he rigged the election type of thing. It's more stuff that would come out that nobody's going to prosecute, but it is something they are trying to hide, but there is going to be a release of information. Now, here's the encouraging part, kind of. With the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands and the 8 of Pentacles, I don't think that everything they do have is what they will show. There is the potential for a whole lot to come out, but I still think this is just about alliances for right now. So either they're trying to corroborate something or they are taking it slow because somebody else is implicated, and this maybe puts them in the crosshairs of someone else. But I think a little is going to come out, but a lot could, but a little's coming out.
I'm with you on that, Johnny. It's like a little thing. And it may be like the evidence. They don't have all the evidence, but I get a truth that's a surprise that they will, you know, be the messenger of. It may have to do with either a quid pro quo, pay to play kind of thing. Whatever it is burdensome. Does make people emotional, but it's constricted. It's small. It's something we already suspect. I think that they kind of validate it. And part of it, it may have to do with like government contracts or, to Johnny's point, alliances. Um, it's something that they were trying to change in the world. Well, that could be Gaza, that could be Israel, that could be Ukraine. It's some kind of alliance to change something in the world. So it could be Trump's partnering with Netanyahu. Well, we knew before he got elected he had him down at Mar-a-Lago. So they've got a little bit of evidence to back up something we all saw.
Okay. I mean, I absolutely got that this is gonna it's so unsettled right now, and it's just vile and not settled and not balanced. But then I got like but by maybe this time next year, maybe by the time of Leo, next year, there could be something that comes up good. They'll work on it. They'll work on it, and so their information will be maybe a little bit delayed. They're just not where they need to be, or maybe they've been taken down or warned or something, and then they'll come back stronger. Kind of like that app that they just uploaded about ice. Have you seen that they have an app?
That's the ice locator one.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Okay. I want everyone to be okay. My great grandparents came over through the ships and went through Ellis Island. Man, if you are an empath or a psychic person, I just stood there and I felt all of the people. There were a lot of sick people that came through there. I don't know if you know that, but there were a lot of really sick people that just were hoping to try to get healed or something. So I just stood there and I felt it and felt that's really an amazing thing if you can go there. But
yeah, it's like you can see New York and New Jersey, you can see the promised land, and a lot of them were ill, so they were quarantined at Ellis Island. There's a hospital wing, so to speak.
they had a whole building there to put people in. But so people need to follow the rules. But sometimes when you're running for your life, you can't follow the rules, right? All right. So what other question do you guys have?
I'd like to look at Trump's threat to denaturalize citizens. Let's look at Mamdani. I can never pronounce his name.
Johnie and Musk and
Musk. He's threatening to deport or put them in detention systems and have them arrested. Yeah. Melania and Barron. Barron's a birthright citizen. But will he denaturalize citizens?
Because did Melania when did Melania have Barron, and when was she naturalized? There's something with that.
Well, same thing with Ivana when she came in.
Right, the mother of dragons.
Let's deport the 3 oldest ones because they're birthright citizens.
Can we get the ship now? Can we just get Okay, so what are we asking specifically?
Will he denaturalize citizens? U.S. citizens.
I asked this on Tuesday and I got a yes, so we're going to ask it again. Will he denaturalize citizens? Yes or no? Whoever's got their cards laid down, go first.
I just pulled one. I get yes.
Oh, you did. Okay. Yep. The judgment card came out for me. Just came flying right out of the deck, and that means yes for me. But what did you get, Jen?
Yes, and send them overseas. Surprise. Denaturalize them from the country. People aren't going to like it, though. America is going to be like, hang on. But I get, anyone who, comes up against him, wouldn't surprise me if he tried to do it to like Kamala or somebody.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because he's petty. Anybody that's backstabbed him, that's who he's going to go after to burden them.
Yeah, this is big. I mean, I'm getting a definite yes, and then
we're in full dictator mode.
Yep, and he will totally send them to somewhere that they don't even have a This is an absolute yes, and I don't know how long he's gonna. Maybe this is gonna be just for a couple of weeks, but hopefully it'll stop. Can we ask when is this nonsense gonna stop?
When will we be following the Constitution again?
When will we have a normal government and be following the Constitution again? When is it going to stop?
They're going to have to get rid of some people on the Supreme Court that keep enabling him.
So these three fell out. You have to, first of all, get money out of politics. But besides that, there is, let's say we'll put the onus on us that the Five of Cups is a card of lack and not lack, but loss and regret, sorrow, sadness, that type of thing. But you have to bear in mind the two cups that you have left. You are never, ever powerless. Even in the tarot with the Eight of Swords, that is not powerless. It is a feeling thereof. You have not lost everything. You have lost some things. The Ten of Swords, what does not kill you can make you stronger, especially when you look to the left and the right and you realize that everyone around you is in the same boat. MAGA talking to you too. And then you take an action. You take an inspiration, you take an initiative, you take that thing, and then you march with it. And so when the people get sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's when. If ICE can do it, you can do it. Breaking the rules is not a thing that is foreign to the United States.
Okay. All right.
This is reap what you sow, and I'm hearing like being held accountable. So we have to move forward and bond together as a country, and get out there and protest and speak to this and break down the lies and the betrayal and everything. So every time, there was all this propaganda about what was or wasn't in the big bill that was all just lies. We have to break it down for people. So it's the impoverished, the hurt, even the Republicans that are hurt. So the MAGAs, as Johnie said, that see, start to look through all of this and see the truth. It's when we all join together.
Yeah.
When the protests get so freaking big, which I think July 17th is going to be a really big one.
Okay, good. But it looks like we're really trying, like Johnie said, but the magician is on its side, so I'm perplexed by that. And then the outcome is the moon card, so there's still deceiving and deception, and so I'm very worried. I'm very worried about our democracy. I'm really, we've been hurt. This is in the 8th place. We've been hurt so bad. There's always been lies, within politics and everything, but hopefully, this step up, we're gonna have a step up, hopefully. And then there's still gonna be an issue. All right. What would you guys like to ask next? Trump to notify countries of the new tariffs. I mean, like, is he like just gonna
70% for some, he said.
He's already jacked up the economy. I mean, between the big bill and tariffs, it's like, y'all hang on to your money because he's jacked up the economy. 5 trillion more in debt. I'd like to know if he's going to deport Elon Musk.
Okay, let's look.
Because that feud is continuing. Whether it's a fake feud or a real feud, it seems to be continuing.
It's a real feud.
Yeah, Elon is. I mean, you don't throw out Epstein files in a fake feud. That's
yeah, that was a big one.
Okay, will Trump deport Elon?
And then
take away his citizenship and send him back to
this Twitter profile Elon has been engaging with and retweeting that apparently calls out politicians, mostly right, on their hypocrisy. So if you said that the economy is going to be horrible under Biden, he's going to add to the debt, and then they're cheering on the big beautiful bill now. So this Twitter profile has been posting your previous tweets and your current tweets to let everybody know that you're a hypocrite. And Elon has taken to reposting those and putting little smiley faces and hearts and stuff all over them too now.
Smiley faces and hearts.
Will he deport?
Elon. All right, I can't wait to see what you guys get.
I like this little fight.
Okay.
Donald Trump wants to host the UFC fight at the White House. Maybe they should have one. Yes.
I'd kind of like to see Melania and somebody make her visit the White House.
Foreign lands, movement to foreign lands. I think what he would want to do before that, because that's chatter, to deport him or sick Doge on him, that type of thing. He would extort him first. And it seems like, well, you can't do that because, Elon's got bajillions of dollars and he's got your secrets. He's got more power than you do because he's got this thing hanging over your head. Well, he was involved in it too. So if he wants to come and chat to us and say how he rigged the election, go right ahead. But he would try to steal something from Elon first. So manipulate him some way, somehow. I don't think he wants to deport him. I think he wants him to be in awe and fear Donald Trump, because that's what he likes. He's the mob boss, and so he wants to be feared.
Well, I mean, he wants citizens to fear him like Kim Jong-un. He has said that. I'm with you on that, Johnny. He wants to steal his support, Elon's support. So those that follow Elon. So he wants to break that.
I've totally got that too.
Yeah, knock the king off the throne of Twitter, so to speak. So he's got people working on it for him, actually. Like, how do we dethrone him? Calling out the lies and everything. It's attack. So he wants to dethrone him before taking away citizenship. But I think he would kick him out. He would kick him out, isolate him, send him somewhere. That's separation for me.
I want to see that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
I want to see it, but he's got to give him something first. Like exactly what you guys said. He's got to give something from him first. And then, because he has a plot, a plan, something, I think it's of the energy source. And then I think he boots him.
It's almost like he thinks Elon has stolen support from him, and that's why he's down in the
Of
polls.
course.
So he wants to flip that and take the support from Elon.
You can't be
Elon,
more popular than him. That's not a thing that he likes.
no, and Elon is not popular. He doesn't have the popular gene. Like he
No.
doesn't have the cool gene. He can't make it on Saturday Night Live, or he can't like he doesn't have it. He just doesn't have it. I mean, he's got the nerd gene, and he was doing really great on podcasts and being the nerd, but he doesn't have the cool gene. Like
Mm-mm.
if he could have just kept where he was on the nerd gene, he would have everything.
But you see what chasing something, chasing greed, chasing more than that you
Yeah.
need. Donald Trump was just fine when he was the apprentice on the TV and then at the boxing matches and all of that until he started running for president. And then all of a sudden, all your business came out. You got a felony, so forth and so forth. Elon Musk looked like Tony Stark to some people because he was building rockets and all of that type of thing. And then next thing you know, you realize that he's actually just a drug addict and doesn't know anything about rockets. And then the veneer vanishes. And so then you see who they really are. Chasing power and greed.
It's kind of the same with Jeff Bezos. It's like, okay, building rockets also, but they, the mask is off. You don't pay your workers well.
I'm so sad about that because I had him on my vision board for years. Like he was so bullied and he was so nobody thought that his ideas when he made Amazon come about that people would order books from there. Like he was so trashed and trounced and made fun of that it would be a non brick and mortar building that like he was so bullied and then he turned into the awful person.
There's a $58 million wedding in Venice, oh my God, the celebrities that went to that supporting him, shame on them.
I am so saddened.
Them.
I'm so saddened that Oprah Winfrey actually went. That really crushed it for me.
And Gayle King. Well, Gayle went up his rocket, so.
Yep, but that just really upset me. And I watched the Johnie, what's the name of that where they do Sheila and Hogarth and Lena, the Hoga-lish or whatever. They did that. Hogarth did the reading on the Bard, and she came up, Bezos's wife, the wedding, she came up as the bed swerver. Like the one that tricks everyone. So Bezos is being tricked.
I mean, I don't like talking about people's looks, but there's a reason. And then there's a reason over here. You get with her because she's pretty. You get with him because he's rich. That's been the story, for eons. It ain't no different here. I mean, he may be an awesome person and a great conversationalist too, but it does not hurt that he's got more money than God. So there's that.
All right, let's look at Bezos's future.
Here we are. The wedding didn't bother me because that ain't none of my money.
The wedding didn't bother me either. I mean, I didn't like it that Oprah went because I feel like she needs to be like the Obama, like she gave us Obama, and I just feel like you need to be careful about what you support. I mean, she goes to the Queen stuff and everything, but I just feel like if you're going to be the queen bee and the leader, be careful about where you throw your support.
Especially since Bezos sat right behind Trump at his inauguration. It's obvious who he's sponsoring.
I just can't even, okay. All right, so let's look at Bezos' future.
What is his Blue Origin? Is that what it's called?
Blue Origin, yeah. Jeff Bezos' future.
Well, he'll be just fine.
Okay, because why?
There is some new contracts for him here. The
Oh,
Three of
good.
Pentacles and the Two of Cups, the Ace of Cups as well. So some new contracts and some new relationships, alliances there as well. There is also possibly a governmental thing too. So some sort of signing of the papers for him. This is not necessarily money. This could be land or the rights to something, because this is more informational than it is property. So there may be something to where they have some sort of rights to something of some sort. He is having some sort of issue with pushback, of course. Word of warning is the Nine of Cups. The excess is irking people a lot because, you know, it's bad timing, first of all, too, because he put a lot of money into that wedding and that money went into those people's economy. Great for them. But at the same time, you have the GOP literally trying to kill half of us. And then you flaunt $50 million in front of everybody. And so it looks bad. But anyhow, so there's a lot of pushback from that. There's also something here too about his space thing, something flying through the air. So his rockets, or maybe trying to start some airline or a plane of some sort that he may want developed. But he'll be fine.
All right, good. All right.
I get he's going to have some legal problems overseas. It's like coming in pretty quick here for like government contracts of some kind, or governments looking into his contracts. You know, I know a lot of international places have been looking at Starlink too, right? And looking at Musk. So there's a growth of trying to bring him down is what I'm getting. But it's global. It's not here in the U.S. It's like people are looking at other options and how they can structure things to have more competition for him. So I think he's looking at some legal problems here, and he's going to have to spend some time working on that if he wants to continue his growth.
Okay, I do not think that he. I just think that he doesn't do as well as he thought he was going to do. This is my outcome card, so I go with both of you that it's just going to be Plan B. It isn't because these two are at the top. I just really feel that he thought what he thought was going to happen doesn't happen. So it's going to be someone else. All right. Anybody else? We've been on for an hour. I guess we've been glitched and glotched and everything.
Can we ask what Trump's next grift is? I love looking at that.
Here we go. Here we go. Yep. Is it going to be a toe fungus? Oh God.
Johnie and I were looking at this in the after show Sunday night. So, after we ended the live, and we were getting something like, so we weren't surprised when the cologne came out and stuff. It's like we were getting something to that effect. I'm gonna look. What's his next grift?
What is Trump's next grift? A guitar pick, a necklace,
shoes, and
like a collector's Purple Heart type of thing.
Yeah. Yep. For the sacrifice of people. Yes. That's what flew out. Yes. Okay.
Like someone who's celebrated after a battle of some sort, and something around the heart, like a Purple Heart commemorative something like that. Oh, Jesus, Christian, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he is the commander in chief. Go on out there and get you a Purple Heart then. You know, and don't tell him how you get one. Just tell him this is what you need to get.
Well, Jenn Lynn's still putting down.
Trying to get the whole story.
I can't.
Fighting chaos. It's something that touts his success. But it's almost like a face plant because people are like, oh my God, like I can't believe he did that. Like it's a face plant moment for him. So whatever it is, I get it stolen. It's an idea that is stolen from somewhere else, something that's already out there. It's based on a lie. Of course, everything he does is he's trying to work on how America sees him, because we see him as the loser. So he's down in polls. So he's going to do something that tries to elevate him, like I'm the most popular president ever. So number one dad, maybe it's a statue of him, number one president, kind of thing. And then he's looking at the prize overseas, and I think that's the Nobel Peace Prize. So maybe he'll make his own little peace prize. I don't know, his own little trophy that he's the best. He's number one.
Yeah, and some sacrifice that he has made. I don't get that for this card to just completely flying out of there. I honestly think that he is haunted every time he goes anywhere near Arlington Cemetery. So let's make that the last question. Let's just see how many souls are haunting him, because I just feel that he is. I truly feel, and I also feel that the lady that owned the real estate place in Sarasota that had the little dog, the other real estate lady that just couldn't stand him, that had huge fights with him, is also haunting him. Like, absolutely. I feel it when I go into that. The building has been torn down. It's going to be like a whole huge new vacation building, but
I'm just flashing on John McCain going around to all these Republicans that voted for the bill and haunting them in their dreams, going, no, like you should have thumbs down this. I see him haunting Republicans.
Is Trump being haunted?
Who's haunting Trump now?
Well, that fell out.
Oh my gosh. Yep. Okay.
But
he's being stalked.
I like that word better. Because this would be like moving with him from place to place, where he's going, that type of thing. But not everyone. So he's like leaving things behind, leaving people behind too. So they're in Mar-a-Lago. They're in the White House is famously haunted, I believe. But yes. And there's a lot of maybe like past leaders and things that may also roam the halls or speak to him or something like that. But he is being haunted. But I think it's more so because of his words, and than his anything else. Well, good for you.
Well, good for you. All right, what you got, Jen?
Routinely, he's haunted every day. Routinely. The problem is he doesn't pay attention. Former leaders, an abundance of them. So, former presidents that are on the other side. A lot of women, suffragists, I'm hearing, like, haunt him. Trying to change his way, people of the law, people of the Constitution, founding fathers, all of that. It's like slow and steady with a lot of Americans who, I'm getting a lot that may have transitioned also under him.
Yeah.
So probably like people that died of COVID because of him. They're all over him. It doesn't matter what house he's in. I don't care if he's in Bedminster, the White House, or Mar-a-Lago. They follow him around. He doesn't pay attention.
Yeah, and then all of the men that went into war that had, great aspirations and thought everything was gonna be good and fine, and they had hope for the future, and it's just really terrible. And I asked a yes or no question, and when the sun card comes up at the end, that's a yes. So, all right, do you guys want to give Johnie? We need a word. Jenn, we need a word. What do everyone that's watching us, what do they need to know for this weekend?
The astrology is crazy right now. If y'all don't watch any of the astrologers on YouTube, check them out. It's just a crazy time.
Yeah, I know you like Aquarian.
Cosmic Owl and Professional Aquarian.
Professional Aquarian. Check her out. Professional Aquarian.
Yeah, Victoria Skirbo, Dr. Victoria Skirbo.
Yes.
Oh, what you getting, Johnny?
Johnny's got the 8 of Swords.
It is a feeling, not a reality.
Right. Correct.
Donald Trump, yes, is corrupting everything. We know that. We see that. We live through that. It's getting worse. Yes, I understand. Everything gets worse because that's what the news has to sell you. You're not going to click on the nice story. You're going to click on the bad story. That's human nature. But in human nature is also perspective. And while the evil will always exist, the good will too. While the darkness will always exist, the light will too. Sometimes you see the stars, sometimes you cannot tell they're there unless you see the darkness too. And so understand the 8 of Swords is a limitation in the mind. You are never powerless. You just feel that way. Bear that in mind.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much. Jenn, what do you have?
Let everything move you into action. Get out there and protest. If you're physically not able, get somebody to drive you up and down the street when protests are going on and hold a sign. Be visible. Don't hide. Be visible. We have to make our voices heard because there's nothing being done in Congress to stop this guy or in the courts, right? In the highest courts anyway. Other courts are trying to stop him. He's trying to break up the law. He's trying to break up the Constitution, but he's going to reap what he sows because we have the ability to plan. He can't plan. He's always off the cuff. He can't plan anything. So I do get there's new leadership coming in. We have other leaders in the world that are highlighting things that are going on for us. So be discerning, see through the lies, and let it motivate you. Get your Aries woman on, like me. Get your Aries woman on. Get out there and hold the sign. If you can't, at least make 20 phone calls a day. Whatever. Everybody can do something. Don't expect somebody else to fight this battle for you. It's beyond that. It's up to us. We have to fight.
Totally with you with that. I guess that one card and is pay attention to detail. Do the work. Do the work. Do the math. Just get in there and you have to fight. You have to do the work. This means, this guy is serious. He moves away from the town and everything, and he goes to a place where he can focus on the work that he needs to do, and so he won't be distracted. So get rid of distractions and focus on, if you want a better world, then you need to work on it. That's what they're telling us. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much.
Happy Independence Day. Let's be independent from this presidency.
Be independent. Woohoo.
Can we have our freedom from this presidency soon, please?
Yes, we'll be having plums instead of the orange, right? Okay. Or
Thanks for
whatever.
hanging with us through the sound problems too,
Sorry,
everybody.
I'm so sorry it happened. I saw a lot of comments from other people that it was happening on other channels. So anyway, love you. Take care. Have a safe and happy 4th of July. Johnny, you have a parting word for anyone?
Take care of yourselves and each other. Nobody else is going to help us. So remember, the world has always taken care of each other, whether you had a government or not. So we shall survive.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for having us on, Lori.
Thank you.